If you worked in KYC or AML, you probably heard the term periodic review and event-driven review more times than you can possibly count. But do you actually know what they mean, and more importantly, when to use each one? In today's video, I'll break down in simple terms what each review type is, why they matter, and how they fit into your risk-based approach to customer due diligence. So let's jump right into today's video. What are KYC reviews? KYC reviews are part of your ongoing due diligence obligations. Once a client is onboarded, your job isn't done. In fact, that's just the beginning. Throughout the business relationship, you are required to ensure that the client's profile remains accurate, complete, and aligned with their risk level. This includes reviewing the ownership structure, if this is a legal entity, of course, source of funds, any changes in geography, product use, or business model. Think of KYC like a living life, not a static document. If you leave it untouched for too long, it becomes outdated, unreliable, and even dangerous from a compliance perspective. So how do you keep that file up to date? That's where periodic event-driven reviews comes in. Let's start with periodic reviews. These are scheduled at regular intervals depending on your client's risk rating. Here is a typical frequency structure. For high-risk clients, every 12 months. Medium risk, every 2 years. Low risk, maybe every 3 to 5 years. And this timeline, of course, will vary in line with the risk appetite of your organization and are not random. They are part of your risk-based approach. But what actually happens during a periodic reviews? You'll typically reassess the customer risk rating, check for changes in the UBO ownership for legal entities, revalidate documents like ID, proof of address, incorporation date, review transaction pattern to ensure they still match the expected profile, and check for adverse media, sanctions, or PEP status changes. Periodic reviews are your opportunity to re-baseline the relationship. Even if nothing has changed, the process helps that prove that you are doing the right job, and of course, regulator expect you to do that. Let's now talk about event-driven reviews. These are also called trigger-based events and happen when something changes between those scheduled intervals. Think of them as reactive rather than scheduled, and here are some common triggers related to it. For example, a new ultimate beneficial owner is added to the company structure. Change in business activity or country of operation can also trigger that. A hit on adverse media, sanctions, or PEP list should definitely keep you aware about these changes and therefore trigger that kind of CDD. Updated documents expire or are found to be forged. Unusual or suspicious transaction patterns are coming up while the customer is operating with your organization. So event-driven reviews can be partial or full, depending also on the nature of the trigger. For example, if a client adds a new shareholder, you might only refresh the ownership and control section. But if the company changes its industry or more operations to a high-risk jurisdictions, a full KYC refresh might probably be required in this instance. An important note here is that event-driven reviews do not replace periodic reviews. Both are required, so think of them as two sides of the same due diligence coin. Let's talk for a minute about the consequences. Missing a review, whether this is a periodic review or triggered by a specific event, can put your firm at serious risk. Why? This is because you could miss key changes in the ownership that actually hide criminal interest, overlook transactions that suggest money laundering or sanctions evasions, or even worse, allow a dormant account to become a vehicle for suspicious activity. So from the regulatory perspective, you also have additional risk, for example, breaching AML laws or guidance like those from the FCA if you are in the UK, FinCrime in the US, EBA, Europe, and etc. for all the other jurisdictions. failing internal audit or compliance testing, or facing enforcement actions and fines. So, what's the bottom line? Properly executed reviews are a safeguard, not just for your financial institutions, for your bank, but for the entire financial system as a whole. If you're working in ML or trying to get into the industry, you've probably noticed one thing. Most job descriptions ask for experience with things like KYC, with the reviews of the KYC, risk assessment and alerts. But where do you actually learn to do those things? And that's exactly why I created the FinCrime Career Accelerator. This is a very practical course that teaches the full customer life cycle and journey from a financial crime perspective and prevention, of course. How can you think like a risk professional? How to explain these topics in interviews, in cover letters, and even while networking. Plus, you will join a private Telegram group with people like you, career switchers, analysts, and future leaders in financial crime prevention. And I'll drop the link right below if you wanna check it out. Let's now close with a quick recap. Periodic reviews are scheduled and risk-based. Event-driven reviews are triggered by change, but both are essential parts of effective, compliant customer due diligence. If you found this video helpful, press the like button and subscribe to my channel and share it with other colleagues who work in KYC. Let me know in the comments if you have any other topics you would like me to cover in the next video. And as always, stay curious, stay compliant, and I'll see you in the next episode.